Wir danken dir, Gott, wir danken dir. We thank thee, God, we thank thee. Johann Sebastian Bach, Cantata BWV 29. The man was an absolute musical genius, and he was a brother of the briar. Welcome, my friends, to Once Upon a Pipe. We have been on a journey, at least I have, to deal with Sutliff's Creme Brulee, which came to me extremely moist, sticky, wet, and messy. So, I think after 3 days of drying out, we're ready to see the first bowl. I have prepared it, and I think, even though it's still moist, I think it's doable. And so let's see what we get into here. This is very flavorful, very tasty, and very aromatic. Those of you who are fans of Molto Dulce will probably enjoy this just as well. This process of preparing creme brulee to be enjoyed as a full bowl has taught me a few lessons. And I would like to share a couple of those points, 2 or 3, with you. When I first received this blend, it was sticky and messy. And that was a reminder to me as I reflected back on it earlier today, that that's like life. It's like my life. It's sticky and messy sometimes. And it's not something that can really be fully enjoyed in that state. Well, I take a lot of my cues from the Bible, which informs me that, well, we're all sinners. And we have all fallen short of the grace of God, and our lives are all sticky and messy or get that way at some point or another. It's kind of a condition we're born with. It's like when I received that creme brulee. I didn't do anything to it. It just came that way out of the bag. And that's kind of how I came. Right out of my mother's womb, born sticky and messy. Definitely in need of grace and the Savior. So that was something that kind of rung my bell today. Secondly, this process of drying out and preparing this to be enjoyed reminded me that that's what God has to do with me, and still does. I laid it out on a piece of paper, and I could see a lot of the excess stuff that's not useful really just be absorbed into that sheet of paper. And it was quite evident when I removed the creme brulee from the paper and laid it out on the counter. I could hold that paper up and just see all of the stuff that it soaked through. So I did try just a little bit, maybe a half a bowl of that. And when I got done, it was a mess inside the bowl. Well, without completing that process of preparation, things can get to be a little bit of a mess. Even though my kids enjoyed the aroma, it seemed on the surface that it was very good. It wasn't until we kind of scratched beneath the surface to discover that it was a real mess inside that pipe. So, I guess point number 2, we have to go through a process of getting cleaned up, and it's God that does that for us. And the process isn't necessarily pleasant, but I did expose the creme brulee to different environments and set it out on my truck. It was cold, but the sun was shining, and that helped to get it dry. Then I came back in and laid it out, and I think the process of cleaning up is never pleasant. There has to be some degree of scrubbing or something in our lives that gets us clean, and it's never pleasant at the time. But the result is exactly, I think, what we want it to be, or at least what it needs to be. I guess thirdly, patience. You know that feeling of ordering something, reading the reviews, and the anticipation of receiving it. And you wait and you check your little tracking number, and it says, well, your package has left. And then you get another text or another email saying your package has made it so far and it's on its way. Then you check it again the next day or 2 days later, and you get this little notice that says your package is out for delivery. It will be there by 8 p.m. Then you look out the window in anticipation of the U.S. mail truck or the UPS truck or the FedEx truck. You're so good at it that you can hear the mail truck before you even see it. You know the sound of that engine. You know that a package is on its way to your door. The sound gets nearer. You look out the window when you see it, and there's a little bit of anticipation as you watch the mailman dig back through his truck and locate a package bearing your name. As it comes to the door, you open it, and there it is, your name, your address, and you take that package, you set it down wherever your place is that you open that, and that gratifying feeling of taking a knife or whatever instrument you use, maybe it's just your hands, and cutting through that tape and opening that box. And there beneath the packaging and the plastic are the contents that you have been anticipating. Then you remove the contents, and as you do, you're overwhelmed with this aroma that just barrels up from that box. And you're thinking, wow, this is gonna be good. So without delay, you begin laying it out and contemplating, which one is it gonna be today? And you make your decision. Then you get your pipe and you contemplate that. Which pipe is it going to be? And once you've made that decision, you're ready to begin. But it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes the things that you get require preparation and require patience. So this process of getting this prepared, even though it's just 1 ounce, has taught me patience. Not to be too anxious, to relax, enjoy what I have, and then in time to come, when this is ready, and in the fullness of time, it will be better enjoyed. Like right now. I wonder if that's how God sees us. Maybe we go through this life, the ups and downs, the hardships, the joys, the tears, the sorrow, the laughter. Maybe it's all part of the process, so that when we get to our final destination, we can be fully enjoyed, and we can enjoy Him in His presence fully, as we were originally intended to do. I wish I could have articulated that better, but I'm watching the clock. It is exactly 5:30. And I wish I had more time to put thought into this. But let's just go with what we have. Give me a little grace, please. And I hope that we will appreciate where we are, what we have. And God will give us grace as we see others that come across our path that are sticky and messy, and they may not just be right for us at that time to enjoy them fully, but maybe through the grace of God, He can give us patience and we can work with them. And then when patience has had her work, we can fully enjoy each other's company. Well, as always, may God bless you, and thank you for tuning in to Once Upon a Pipe.